What's going on, Intense fans? My name's John Hall. We're here today with your new Intense M1. We're going to walk you through a build video on how to make that happen. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is unbox this bad boy. Inside one of the wheel spacers, you're going to find your toolkit. You'll need that to build the bike. Accessory box inside the other one. Don't need that. Save this for later. First thing we're going to want to do is pull the wheels out. Set those aside. Next thing we can do is lift the bike out gently. Make sure to bring your handlebars with it. Next thing you want to do is put this thing in your bike stand so we can get it built. Get this box out of the way. At this point, you've got your bike in the stand and we're ready to get all this packaging off of it. Once you've got your bike unpacked, all the packaging off of it, what I like to do is save all of that inside the bike box. In the event that I go to a race or travel anywhere, it's an excellent tool to have. The first step in your Intense M1 build is going to be installing your handlebars. The stem is going to come pre-installed on the top clamp. It's a 2-position adjustable stem. It has a 50mm and a 45mm position. If you want to adjust that now, it's the time to do it. Please reference the manual on how to do so. All right, now that we've got our stem adjusted according to our owner's manual, we want to install our bars. First step, remove all 4 bolts from our face plates and get ready to put our bars on. All right, now we're going to want to place our bars inside the stem with the faceplate in hand and the Intense logo facing upwards. Place your first one there and hold in place while you install both screws. While using the symbol on the handlebars as a centering reference, make sure it's centered in between the stem plates. After that, you can adjust your bar roll where you need it, and then begin to tighten all 4 bolts, ensuring that there's an even gap in the faceplate, and tighten them to hand tight so that we can finish torquing them with the torque wrench. We're going to finish this process off by torquing our stem bolts using our Intense torque wrench set to 5 to 6 Newton meters and our 4mm attachment. Ensuring that the gap between the faceplate and the stem stays the same, we're going to evenly go back and forth until we reach our desired torque. The next step after we've got our handlebars on and properly torqued is to install our derailleur. For that, we're going to need our 3-way and the 5mm. With the TRP derailleur function, we have a lock that prevents the derailleur from moving and keeping your bike quiet. Ensure that it is in the down position, meaning off, before installing. Using the 5mm on our 3-way Allen wrench, put it in there. Ensuring that our B plate is against our B screw and in the proper position, we want this to slide right across this table here as we install it. Tighten by hand and finish by torquing 10 to 12 Newton meters. Ensure it's properly torqued. The next step, we're going to put our rear wheel in. For that, you need your 3-way. Remove your axle with your 6mm. Set it aside. To make sure your wheel goes in properly, remove the brake pad spacer so your disc has somewhere to go. Next, we're going to grab our rear wheel that we set aside earlier and start removing the packaging. One of the key things we want to make sure is to not lose our hub spacer. They come off on these disc protectors sometimes. We've even put a warning on there. If the hub spacer pops off with the protector, it's as easy as popping it right back on. Remove the rest of your packaging. Ensuring that your derailleur is in the lowest cog position with your wheel in one hand and your axle in the other, insert your rear wheel. Placing your chain on the smallest cog, pressing down on the derailleur and lifting on your wheel as it guides into place. Install your rear axle. Tighten your rear axle by hand and finish by torquing to 10 to 12 Newton meters. The final step in setting up your TRP derailleur is engaging your haul lock. If you've purchased the Expert model, it's going to come with the SRAM GX model derailleur. That's going to have SRAM's standard cage lockout feature and will not have the haul lock feature that the TRP derailleur has. If you have any questions regarding setting up your SRAM derailleur, please refer to your owner's manual, the SRAM owner's manual, where you can find online, or contact our customer service team. Next thing we're going to want to do is install our front wheel by unpackaging it and removing our brake pad spacer. Same as our rear wheel, we're going to remove our disc brake protector, ensuring that we don't lose our hub spacer or that it's still attached. Next, take your packaging off. Next thing we want to do is remove our front axle. Using our 3-way and the 5mm, we're going to ensure that our pinch bolts are first loose. Install your front wheel with your brake rotor guiding into the brake caliper. Reinstall your front axle. Hand tighten and torque your front axle and all 4 pinch bolts to 2.15 Newton meters. While we still have our bike in the stand, now's a good time to put some air in the tires. Set your PSI to your personal preferences, but please don't exceed the tire manufacturer's recommended maximum pressures. After you've installed your tubeless sealant, now's a good time to repump your tires up to your desired pressures, making sure not to exceed the manufacturer's maximum pressures. Now that we've got air in our tires and our bike's completely built, now's a good time to make sure our wheels spin freely and check our shifting. All right, now we're ready to set the bike on the ground and set our controls and suspension. What I like to do is set the controls to my personal preferences. What I mean by controls is our handlebars, our brakes, and our shifter. I like to set the roll of my handlebars and the angle of my brake levers to make sure that they're comfortable for me. On this particular bike, they're all 4mm Allen wrenches, which you can find on your 3-way. Once you've dialed in your controls and gotten everything set to your personal preferences, please retorque to the proper manufacturing torque settings. Proper torque settings for your carbon handlebars are going to be 4 Newton meters for your brake levers, both left and right side, and 5 to 6 Newton meters on your stem faceplate. Before we go ride or get ready to go race, we're going to set our suspension settings. You can find recommended settings in your owner's manual, in the Fox owner's manual, or feel free to reach out to our customer service team and they'll be happy to help. That concludes your Intense M1 build video. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to our customer service team. And as always, thanks for riding Intense.